What to play this week? Sick of playing online. Like crybabies, Everton. Nah. Fellow campers. Oh, here's a game. A year and a half ago, you may have remembered I was going to give you a game review in one series. Now that game review was Metal Gear Solid. Now at the time, I had an idea in my head what I wanted to do, but I never actually done it. I was scared in case I'd done it wrong, or I'd blown my expectations how I wanted to do it. And I never really wanted to show you a bad copy of that game. So here it is. Today I'm going to finish what I've started. I'm going to give you the Metal Gear Solid review you were going to get. Back in August 1998, back when the PlayStation was the main machine to have, my mum brought me home the PlayStation magazine for the first time, and right away the cover grabbed me. Metal Gear Solid. Wow, I've got to check this out. I turned to page 40 and look at it. It's the best looking game I've ever seen. Reading on the story, I didn't know there was 2 Metal Gear games on the MX2, which was out in Japan and then came out at the NES. The game started something new. Instead of running and gunning everyone, they were based on stealth, sneak in and sneak out to complete your mission. Thankfully, I own the games now, but Metal Gear Solid had me so excited from just looking at the pictures. On my 14th birthday, I finally owned Metal Gear Solid, and this is the same copy from that day. I toured this game with a demo of Silent Hill. Maybe we'll go there someday. The title screen is still amazing from the first time I've seen it, and the music was epic. You know you've got a great game here, even before you hit the start button. In the main menu, you can check out previous operations of Snake, which were the MX2 and NES games, Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2, or Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. It also has VR training to help you get used to the controls. Back in 1999, this was the best looking game I've ever seen. Hell, it's better looking than some of the shit that's out today. As the story goes, Snake has been sent to a remote island called Shadow Moses, a location in Alaska that's housing the new Metal Gear Rex, a nuclear-equipped walking battle tank. The facility is taken over by a unit he was once in called Foxhound. The terrorists are Decoy Octopus, Vulcan Raven, Revolver Ocelot, Sniper Wolf, Psycho Mantis, and finally Liquid Snake. Your mission, to get in there and stop the threat and take down Metal Gear Rex. That as much as you're going to get out of me. Really, the story for this game is that good. I'd hate to spoil it if you've never played it, and that's why it shares my all-time favourite game spot next to Final Fantasy VII. If you have played it, then you know how good this is, and I totally recommend it. It's under £10 on the PS Network and the PS3. Bargain. Plus it's better than some of the shitty major war games that's out today. It has so many plot twists, Hollywood writers would be kicking themselves for not doing this, and I pray this game never gets made into a movie because you all know Hollywood would screw it up. Plus, this was the first game I've seen with movie style cutscenes. Today it's standard, but back then this was the first, and it made you feel like you were watching a movie, and it continued on in the rest of the Metal Gear games.
So, tell me, Snake, what's your name? Your real name?
A name means nothing on the battlefield.
How old are you?
Old enough to know what death looks like.
Any family?
No, but I was raised by many people.
Is there anyone you like?
I've never been interested in anyone else's life.
So you are all alone. Just like Mantis said.
Other people just complicate my life. I don't like to get involved.
You're a sad, lonely man.
Come on, let's go.
The sound in this game is absolutely fantastic, and the Metal Gear theme can still be heard even when you've turned off the PlayStation and the TV. Snake is voiced by David Hayter. He wrote the screenplays for X-Men 1 and 2, Scorpion King and The Watchmen, and Cam Clarke done the voice of Liquid Snake.
You've killed him! I'm sorry, sir.
His mental shielding was very strong. I could not dive into his mind.
Now we'll never get that detonation code.
and by far he is one of the best villains ever in a game. Let's talk about the camera and the controls. The camera is always fixed on Snake, it's angled top down view, but changes to face him if he's flat against the wall so you can see around corners. You also have a first person view. The controls for Snake were perfect, but grew old fast when it got to MGS3. MGS4 gave us the best controls for Snake, but back then they were fluent. Press and select will bring up the codec, where you can call to get advice of some of the characters helping you. One of the characters you have to call has a number on the back of the CD case. Look, if you didn't have this, then you were fucked. You also have a radar on the top right of the screen. It helps you by showing the terrain and enemies and the field of vision, but be careful, it can get jammed. Using the weapons at the time was good, the controls were very responsive for it, but now it's shown its age. And being so used to first person shooters, this game needs the guns with the first person attack. You could only do it with the Stinger, sniper rifle and the remote control missiles. Later on in the Metal Gear Solid universe, the first person attack would be in the Metal Gear Solid VR missions game, but only in some regions. The UK one didn't get it, but it made its first appearance in Metal Gear Solid 2, and now, at that point, the controls were complete. Some of the best weapons were the SOCOM, FAMAS, Stinger missile launcher, and the best items were the stealth suit, bandana, boxes and cigarettes. Yeah, you use them to see tripwires. Boss battles are usually hard, and you have to think about how you're going to beat them. Like here, how would you know to put the control on port 2 to beat Psycho Mantis? Yeah, that's right, use your codec for hints. This is where it's all out action, but for most parts it's a stealth game. People say this invented the stealth genre. Use your shadows and sneak about in your mission. But you should just get the gun and go on an all out war. To finish this off, this is still one of the greatest games ever made and I've played. The Metal Gear Solid saga continued with Metal Gear Solid 2, 3 and 4, and with spin-offs like Peace Walker and Metal Gear Acid on the PSP. 2, 3 and Peace Walker got the HD treatment and got brought back out on the 360 and PS3. Speaking of remakes, Metal Gear Solid 1 got remade for the GameCube and called Metal Gear Solid The Twin Snakes. It used the Metal Gear Solid 2 engine and controls, and I really hope they bring it back out in HD one day. So thank you Mr. Kojima for giving the world one of the greatest game action heroes, the legendary Solid Snake.